Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sending that to me. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I mean that's why we've had to set the boundaries up. That's what it is, because you can't trust these people 10 on the clock, and that's what it is. It's completion. Because I mean, it says it all right there. This cop and your family. What does that say? This cop and your family. Yeah, they fucked up bad, and you survived this. So, and that's what it is. I mean, there's going to be a lot of that. You got to think. The awakening is what they wanted to stop more than anything else, because all of the ways that they manipulate, the ways that they have abused their power, all of that stuff, and it's what it is. I mean, and now, we've had to ask for divine protection. We've had to let go and give it to God. It's what it is. I mean, me personally, I mean, I know you said it matches your situation to a T, and it would. I mean, as we step into this, change the system energy, because I mean, you go to Mind Valley and you do Jose Silva, and you take all these intuitive courses, and then you start dealing with, it's what you got to remember. Most of these people are Christian. They come from a Christian background. They're stuck in a belief system, and I don't want to say that that's what would make them abuse their abilities to unalive a person, but I mean, that's what we're dealing with. We have, you have one in your family. They got the wrong dad before Thanksgiving, and it's a general reading. It's a general reading. I mean, I'm in New Mexico, completely sober, just came out of a sober living home. Start renting from someone that, I don't do any of that shit. And you get there, you get moved in, and they just got out of prison. They've got a closet habit. They're banging a cop. And it's what it is. And then now, New Mexico has no water for the coyotes. So it's what it is. It's what it is. And I mean, you tell them that, and they can't believe you, because, I mean, all you girls will say that the INFJ is 10 steps ahead. You go to Scott Morgan, a licensed MBTI counselor, and he'll tell you most people shun that shit because they just don't believe how good we are using both sides of our brain. And it's a bunch of armed monkeys in blue that are either left or right-handed. They either logically can't process our creativity, or they creatively can't fucking fathom the logic. I just posted a meme on Facebook that said, trying to explain. It's got a cat, kind of. It's got a cat that looks like this, and then the other one's like, and it's like, basically, you try to explain a spiritual concept to somebody, you're wasting your time. You use words like Kundalini, chakra. You're speaking a different language to them. They only know abuse of power. That's the only words they know. So that's what it is. And I mean, as long as you haven't unalived anyone or attempted to, well, then they're absolutely in their own mess. They had their coyotes with no water in Mexico. We already know. I mean, and I would say, thank you for that confirmation. I would say, once you start talking about, well, I mean, let's take YouTube, for example. We already, 3:33 on the clock, we already know that they're monitoring us. I mean, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. The AI is doing it, and they are. They're in their perversions. And they've been getting away with it for so long now that we get the intuitive hits, and they don't like tarot. That's why it's for entertainment purposes only, because it's got to be physical evidence. They won't allow metaphysical evidence, right? But that's what they'll do. They'll do their little setups. They'll try to create car accidents, and they do. They'll target someone with a record, and then find out, oh man, I really screwed up, because then they find evidence of black magic being used. This is what it is. I mean, you can't have that energy in the cards and then see someone went and did that and identify them with their zodiac sign, because energy doesn't lie. I mean, you can't change their birth date. It's what it is. It's what it is. It's like every time I go to start a business, I smell someone. Oh, fuck, here we go again. That's what it is, because no one wants to see someone else successful, especially not someone that's got a pension. That's what it is. That's what it is. When it talks about people in uniform, I've got the whole family issue where, I can't bring up my daughter's name without, and I mean, that was some date rape shit. So it's what it is. That's what they do. They go to a jailer that abuses trustees to, just to keep them safe. Keep them safe. When it's just, I don't want anything to do with them. And they hate that. You walk away from them, they hate that. But it's an ongoing thing. I mean, I've watched more county officials here where I live be up on whatever they do because they have the ability to, and they think they're not going to get caught. And I understand all that. And then we go and do time for reasons that are absolutely asinine. I mean, come on, I'm in California and can't get a 911 call. You would think if breaking and entering, you'd have to break something. Hell, I went in and set the alarm off, blind and deaf. And that's what it is. I mean, I'm not doing it, but that's just it. They've got you on all these charges, but we're only going to charge you with this one. We're just going, you go ahead and plead guilty to this one because you went around all these places looking for a 911 call, but we got you on this one thing. Doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter that they drugged you, doesn't matter any of that. That's what it is. And I mean, the fact that they're using spirits of influence on the court, they said that beforehand. That's the gold diggers, clout chasers. They're going in for divorce court, and they know that they have done something, and they have these witchcraft abilities. And that's what it is. They influence confirmation. The same way we get clicks and whatnot, they influence the brain of the unaware. That's what it is, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how any of that shit works, and I don't care. We all know that something very, very strange happened. They televised it. They televised the Johnny Depp Amber Heard whatever, and we know that they're probably into some celebrity weird shit. The whole thing was televised. It was an absolute horse and pony show to keep you, whatever, discombobulated, right? And then what else do they have? They've got, I would say anything having to do with President Trump. They're weaponizing the court system. They're weaponizing the court system and then doing something on the back end. That's what it is. I get some weirdo at the front door before Halloween where they're obviously not trick-or-treating. Got them on video doing weird shit. They didn't even want to see it. They didn't even want to see it. What are you calling me for? Well, fuck, I mean, trying to do the right thing? That's what it is. And now, you're sending me something where, they fucked up. And that's what it is. I mean, there was information not too long ago about employers. The employers would take out insurance policies on their employees and then stage an accident at work or whatever. I don't know. It's whatever they were talking about. Did it happen? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea about any of that shit. I know me and my dad were going over my oil field insurance policy, and he says a number, and I turn around and look at definitely the ex-wife. I look at her and she's like, lights up. Here's a number with some zeros and lights up. And all I could think was, fucking, you're a walking divorce. That's what it is. You got to keep in mind, these people don't care. You're worth more to them unalive than you are, because it's what it is. They care more about the money. They can go out and buy it. They can go out and buy someone. It's like slave owners. That's what they do. That's the kind of relationship you're in with them. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Pay me. That's where you go work all day and then come home and slave for you. That's what it is. I mean, I'm all for a honey-do list, but at least grow some honeydews outside. That's what it is. That's what it is. We knew this was going to happen. So this is the last thing that they wanted to happen, was for us to see through the illusion. So that they can't figure it out. They can't figure out how we're using our God-given intuitive abilities that they didn't do the work to have. It's that simple. And they're just as upset as everyone else, but hell, money is more important to them. We are lobbyists that make it rain by experimenting on humans. There's no profit in the cure. Oh, there's evidence of that? Well, yeah, you're not going to have a huge conference hall full of a whole bunch of people, and then have a doctor walk up to Dolores Cannon with an X-ray and say, "Hey, This lady here is a patient of mine. She came to see you, and you grew cartilage back in her knee. You're not going to be able to have a woman. You're not going to be, especially a woman, and I don't even want to say it sexist like that, but especially Dolores, an older grandmother type. You're not going to, if the Catholic Church would throw Mother Teresa under the bus for raising money, that's what it is. They don't care, and then not take care of the kids. Oh, well, look at all the horrible things Mother Teresa did raising that money. They scapegoated her because they took her kindness for weakness. Peace begins with a smile. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I mean, yes, they get involved in it, and then, oh no, my entire career is... Sorry, that's the shit I had to listen to. Oh, well, so-and-so, he'll work for 20 years, and then, he'll retire from the fucking jail. Okay, so you've got a 20-year jail sentence going to work. At least you get to go home. Yeah, but the hours, who cares? Who cares? You bring up my daughter's name, my friends like bringing up the fact that the lieutenant down at all over the wall. I don't want to hear that shit. I have worked past that. I have released that and let that go. So, and who is this? Who is this uniform energy all in the cards? That's what it is. Who knows what they're up to? I don't care. Why we have married people in the cards worried about what their exes are doing should tell you all there is to know. They want money. Have they taken out life insurance policies? Who knows? Who knows what these people do in the dark? We don't care. We don't care. We care that coyotes don't have water in New Mexico. We do care about that. However, yeah, I mean, you got to keep in mind, this clickbait, and it's a general reading, and I mean, there's a lot of that. I can give you 3 examples. 3 examples right off the bat. Jailers abusing trustees, police in New Mexico banging the meth head felon. It's what it is. I can't do anything about that. She lied to me and told him the truth. He was all about it. Let me just sit in my room that I'm renting for her to have a gambling problem and a police officer boyfriend that they're in there doing meth together. Cool, I just got out of recovery. I'm so glad I have now given you rent to go gamble. Listen to your bullshit. That's what it is. I mean, brings up the fact that she's dating a cop. Okay, great. I kind of thought that would be a safety catch. No. I was absolutely wrong. I was out of there quick, too. And now New Mexico has no water. That's what it is. You can't make this shit up if you tried. All they gotta do is go back and do the fucking, and it's where you're going to have burning evidence. You're going to have them doing everything they can to cover up their whatever. I mean, that's the thing. We will never know. Somebody put a meme on Facebook. Perfect example. Okay, so you've got the fire, and they showed it. The fire in Hawaii. There's a 3-layer meme. The fire in Hawaii. The fire in paradise. The fire in Los Angeles, the city of angels. That's what it is. They can't do this shit bending free will if you don't give them the... Have we figured out what happened at the World Trade Center yet? You go put in... That's what it is. You got to keep in mind. If you go and look at the Illuminati tarot deck from like the 70s, if you look at Terrace Nuke, it's the Twin Towers. They're playing the game of life. The same game that I'm playing with my own life. I'm playing the game of life with me for the highest possible positive outcome. Right? What do you have to go through to get there? Well, generally you have to, the highest ideals, the greatest friends, poetic justice. It's poetry. I don't give a shit about anything except giving you guys poems, to be honest, but I can't do that until I get all of this riffraff out of the way. Right? Doing everything we can to fix our lives when you have this corruption. That's what it is. And I mean, it's not that we were the best, but we didn't attempt or actually pull off unaliving anyone, and they have. That's the problem. We didn't, and they did. And they're the ones in power. So what do? You let Los Angeles burn. You let coyotes run out of water in New Mexico. You expect it to be darkest before the dawn. There's nothing you can do about that. I mean, when you've got a general reading of, people in uniform, oh man, I really screwed up. Well, yeah, because you have Los Angeles on fire. You have everywhere I've been, people burning evidence, it looks like to me. That's what it is. Y'all told me to forgive, so I did. You told me to let go and give it to God. Cool, so I gave him earth and everywhere I'd been. Here, just take that shit and fix it. There's nothing more to see here. There's nothing more to see here. They only give a shit about money. They don't want to heal. They don't care that there's instant results. They care about grudges and money and unaliving people. That's all they care about. Right? And now they've got the wrong dad that's in your cards. You told me before it happened. I'm sitting here making videos about it. What do? You just sit back and watch your divine protection in action. Confirmation. What do we got? Thank you for that, Spirit. So I mean, you're talking about High Priestess energy, 1038. It's what it is. What are my concerns in all of this? People that tried to destiny swap now having to go through all those rites of passage. What does that include? 3 NDs? How are they going to pull that off? I don't know. Y'all are talking about me being immortal. Well, that can't be good. Right? That's what it is. Right? You talk about someone from the court system coming to talk to you. What everybody I see in the court system here ends up in. That's what it is. The awakening was the last thing they wanted to happen. Your biggest crooks and criminals are at the top. They're the ones running the show. Did you not know that? Did you not know that? Come on, your worst alien energy is the ones in control. John Carpenter's They Live was supposed to be a documentary. So it's what it is. You let the angels handle it. And they're obviously doing a pretty good job. That's what it is. I mean, you've got your intuition is going to be the most important thing. Don't worry about what these people are doing on the back end. They're going to they're running around like chickens with their head cut off, making more mistakes than they need. It's what it is. It's what it is. I mean, we're having weather manipulation. Train. Hear that train? Here comes the train again, falling on my head like a big train wreck. That's what it is. Like I'm the only thing I'm worried about is me calling my energy back, my meditation changing, doing cord cutting ceremonies, doing things to focus on my own energy, my own balanced meditation. And then you get here into the cards and they've been harvesting the divine feminine energy. They've been going to Greece. Okay, great. I go right to that person. They were in Greece not too long ago. Okay. That's what it is. I can't. Now they're running around trying to figure it out. I can't. I'm not worried about any of that shit. I'm not worried about any of that. All right? Because, I mean, here you go. This cop, and, that's what it is. The issue that I had in this reading was, someone that comes to hang out, does the love bombing, and then gets there, they're an army dependent. Oh, you can trust me. Yeah. I was, okay, great. So now you've got people in uniform. Oh man, I screwed up. That's what it is. Let him go screw with Michael Jaco. Yeah, I met him down in Florida. A Navy SEAL using the same practices that I use. Reiki. Sending the enemy love's intent to help her heal so he'd miss the shot. His book's called The Intuitive Warrior. Okay, great. So why aren't all of these guys going through that training? Right? Why aren't they at least reading the book? Why aren't they at least going through that? You don't have to be a Navy SEAL, obviously. They don't have any intuition. They'll hire anyone. Go to Scott Morgan's The INFJ Pincushion. Cool. These guys in blue are they're the Swiss cheese front line. They're the bulletproof vest for the biggest criminals at the top. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. I'm not responsible for your elected officials being the ones trying to stop the awakening. I can't do anything about that. Ask them, why would you want to stop? Why would you want to stop the awakening? I mean, you're talking about people doing cover-ups and screwing up and unalivings when they just locked you down, put you in masks, lined you up, and gave you the let's euthanize them because whatever. When we're burning down the city of angels, we don't want to have to deal with people. We want them in a mask. We want them euthanized. When we're dealing with no water in New Mexico, at the least amount of people we have that under the guise of we're trying to keep you healthy. We're trying to keep you healthy. So because that's the question. It's the question. They told us the hospitals were full. The hospitals were full during the lockdown. You can go to TicTok that they're wanting to ban, and it shows doctors and nurses because they signed NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. NDAs, I'm sorry. NDAs just kind of special to me. Anyway, sign NDAs, right? And then you go to TikTok and it shows they couldn't tell you because they signed the thing not to. But there's TikTok after TikTok of them dancing down the hall, showing you just how empty it was. So why? Why would they do something like that? They were trying to tell you. They were trying to tell you something. I guess. I don't know. I saw the video of them dancing down the hall. Now, whether they were just making a TikTok video and someone tried to create a conspiracy with that, who knows? You're talking about people that don't care about you. They look at you like you're stupid. They think you're absolutely asinine. And then when you rise to a degree of power, that's what the entire book of the Illuminatium was about. If you've ever read the Illuminatium, the first testament of the Illuminati, you've got all this secret society energy in the cards. And I left my Buckland's big book of witchcraft of all the shit you don't do in the hands of one of them. I can't prove she's not tied to that army dependent that just kind of popped up in the fucking if I can't have him, no one can energy. You get away from these people and they're fucking obsessed over the Empress energy. The cards are telling you that. It's love's intent to help her heal. They get a dose of unconditional love's intent to help her heal and they lose their minds. That's why I shut down. America's not good enough for that. They're too free. They're too free. They don't understand unconditional. The best slave, it's a quote. The greatest slaves in the world are the ones that think they are free. These guys don't have that freedom. That's what they're doing. Cover up, burning evidence. That's not freedom. That's mental imprisonment. That's spiritual jail. Mental lockdown. Worse than being in a 3D. That's what it is. The injustice was done to the Earth Angel. And I'm sure a lot of it. How many of the 144,000 have made it? Touch not my anointed. Okay, great. What does that mean? What does that mean? Trust in God? Cool. I gave them Earth. That's what it is. There is nothing more disheartening than talking to someone that is a professional, giving them information that you have done the research on, and them telling you you're full of shit. That's the worst feeling in the world. Almost as bad as coyotes not having water in New Mexico. So I bet that shit sucks. I bet that feels horrible. That's what it is. I mean, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? And then you go in and you talk to an attorney that's supposed to advocate for you. And what does he tell you? Well, the judge is only going to listen to the doctor. Okay, well, great. I'm glad all I am is short of a Texas test for human services and substance abuse counseling, because your advocates here are only a test above what I went to school for. So now you tell me, and I'm in my second semester of college, when the rest of my high school was graduating. So let's not talk about intelligence, and they can't figure you out. Well, fuck, anyone that's a high level of intelligence is generally going to seem batshit crazy to somebody that's stupid. That's what it is. You can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about that. They don't believe in your abilities, yet they can't cover up their crimes. Right? And then they set you up for crimes because fucking it's what it is. I've signed those NDA forms before. Do they care? No. They're wrapped up in a huge fucking conspiracy. The whole planet is. The whole planet is. It's not just you. And you know, here I've wasted 25 minutes of your life just telling you thank you. Thank you for respecting my boundaries. Thank you for sending me this. I appreciate that. Appreciate the shit out of it. You opened up a 25-minute can of worms. That's what it is. And I feel your pain. We're all going through this. Right? It doesn't matter where you're at. The country did not want the awakening to happen. It's all over social media. Who is it affecting? The ones that have been abusing their power. Right? We have documented death experience from past life regressions. They have real attempted unalivings and death experiences. Like attracts like, opposites attract. Simple enough. Take two magnets and figure out how they work. And we're like tuning forks to these people. That's what it is. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? They will look for every possible way to not tell the truth. Their lives are at stake. So they want to make your life at stake. Okay? All right? So what do you have to do? You have to hope and pray that the angels take them out one by one. I whisper in their ear. You have an angel on this shoulder. Just taking it. Hey, you know what? Maybe you ought to do the right thing. That's what it is. I mean, I can remember having coffee with my dad and Weldon Hockham. Weldon Hockham during the Civil Rights Movement, that was their biggest thing. Weldon could go down, because I still live in a town that's one side's white, the other side's black. I live right in the middle. I live right in the middle of it. Right? What's the biggest problem they have with me in this community? I'll date any. I don't care what color you are, what size, shape. Are you a good person? Cool. The soul is all that matters. Right? Take your black girlfriend around someone. Oh no. Oh no, we just don't have that here. That's not in the Bible. That's what it is. This is what it is. Right? And now you've got everyone that is in the church around here worried about their same-sex relationships coming out. That's not me. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that dates the lesbians whose dad's the deacon. How do you figure that one out? Go figure that one out, right? You got the whole church hates me. Hates me. That's all right. Their daughter didn't like men. Right? And then my daughter comes home. Mom didn't even tell me y'all were married. Well, yeah, because she didn't want to take the last name Lowe. Her previous husband had a better last name. So tells the daughter for 19 years, daughter didn't know she was married to me. I'm like, well, hon, here's the divorce papers. Really hate to tell you that, your mom lit up when she heard zeros, and that just tells me that she's a zero. That's what it is. You're nothing more than a zero to me, honey. I'm sorry. I was nothing more than a bunch of zeros to you. And I mean, when a woman is a zero, chances are 2 is better than 1. That's what it is. However, these people aren't any different. They'll do anything for $1. They got to eat. They've never fasted before. They've never fasted. They've never had a spiritual fast. They don't drink water. They're mostly drunks. That's what it is. How do you abuse a trustee down here at the jail? You give them Whataburger, because they'll do anything for something other than the slop they feed them. Cool. Coyotes in New Mexico don't have water. I bet they like water about right now. That's what it is. Enjoy. It'll get what it gets. It's what it is. You can't trust any of these people. Period. Beef up your spiritual energetic protection. It's what it is. Let the paranormal, let the unseen realms handle it, because they can't see that. They haven't activated their astral sight. They haven't taken Jose Silva mind control, which controls your mind. They're in fits of rage, making every mistake possible. Cool, you let them. You let them. Right? You got tarot readers talking about God saving the anointed ones, people having wrecks and all kinds of shit. It's what it is. If an angel can knock on, if spirits can knock on my ceiling, spiritual knocks on the wall, right? If we can get all of this 5D manifestation guidance, don't tell me they can't grab your wheel and who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. No one tells me anything, so I don't care. If it's not before me, it doesn't exist. Thank you for putting this before me. That's what it is. Right? You can't worry about what all of this medical field who deals with all of these professionals have absolutely botched and ruined their lives over. They were trying to ruin someone else's. What comes around goes around. It's what it is, and you're not the only one. It happens every day. It's not like anything that this general reading. That's why the general readings work so well. They're doing it all across the country. You got medical professionals that are up to no good. Yes, how many daily that you don't even hear about are abusing patients? My grandmother was one of them. All right. You've got my grandmother passed away in a nursing home. You know, they took her off life support and forgot to shut off her pacemaker. Let her lay there. Pacemaker. Think about that. That's what it is. 31:31 the clock. Namaste.